Hello everybody and welcome to Anti-MLM Vlogmas Day 19. It is December 19th and this is the 19th video in a row that I posted in the month of December. And today we're going to take a look at, surprise, another network marketing company. We're going to take a look at Optavia. It is a horrible company in my opinion, a company where the participants, whether they're customers or distributors themselves, coaches themselves, they pay a lot of money to get very little in return, and that is by design. The distributors and also the customers, in my opinion, they pay a lot of money to get something in the return that has very little calories so that they can severely undereat, that they can consume as little calories as possible throughout the day by providing them with a program and with so-called fuelings so that the participants can lose weight. So that's by design, and that in itself is a horrible, horrible principle. And the people in Optavia, as is typical for network marketing companies, they're not professionals themselves. They're not medical experts, they're not personal trainers, they don't have education in training in the physique of the human body, they're not trained in nutrition, and with training I mean professional training and not some upline throwing a team call or Optavia sending out some papers to their distributors. I find Optavia a very dangerous network marketing company. Also, the distributors themselves, also in an attempt very likely to truly help other people lose weight, feel better, live a more active lifestyle, they also unfortunately contribute to that damage. I received a good amount of emails from Optavia. They pushed out a lot of content over the holidays, starting with Halloween, that their audiences should be mindful about food because there's some horrible food lurking somewhere. Don't you dare to enjoy Halloween or Thanksgiving or Christmas too much because you could gain some weight. Let's go through some of these emails. I'm on their mailing list, that's why I receive them regularly. Let's go through 3 of these posts to show you why I find Optavia so horrible. And then we will take a look at a distributor who wants to show us how we can upgrade Fuelings, some hacks to make them more exciting. Spoiler alert, it's not working. I think nobody can make the Optavia Fuelings exciting. Let's get into the text first because they really rubbed me the wrong way and I wanted to speak about it, and what better place than Anti-MLM Vlogmas. The sweetest treat isn't candy, it's better habits. And then throughout these newsletters, you can always click on a link that leads you to Optavia's website so that you can sign up for their overpriced nutritional programs where you can buy overpriced Fuelings. I forgot the word because it's not food, it's Fuelings. And yes, in my opinion, they're overpriced for what they are. Halloween candy fades fast but lingers on your health. Ditch the sugar crash for real support. What is so wrong about enjoying Halloween? If you celebrate Halloween, if you go door to door with children, if you yourself have a bowl of candies and you also enjoy those occasionally, what is so bad about enjoying the holidays and the food that comes with it? Let people enjoy food that you don't consider healthy for Halloween, for Thanksgiving if that's what you celebrate, or for Christmas if that's what you celebrate. That's part of the fun and that is okay. One-on-one coaching to keep you accountable, no tricks, just treats. Are you sure that's why you operate as a network marketing company, and the people in the company who are supposed to support you, who hold you accountable, they're not professionals? They call themselves coaches, but they really are not. They're just random people who might have an interest in this. No professional education. I would call that a lot of tricks. And we will take a look at the Fuelings and how you can prep the Fuelings later. Doesn't look like it's a treat to me. Nutrition made so simple, it's almost spooky. Well, but you're not even calling it nutrition. You're calling the products Fuelings, and they might be simple because in the end there are already highly industrialized prepackaged snacks you can consume, and many of them are a powder you just mix with milk or water It's really gross. Habits that outlast any sugar high. Yet enjoy a sugar high every once in a while. Nothing wrong with that. Community sweeter than any candy stash. Well, it's an MLM community, so how sweet is it truly? Extra perks through Premier Plus, the real treat. This season, trade the candy stash for a system that lasts. Your sweetest rewards, better health, one habit at a time. Start now. And then that is the link yet again to the Optavia website where you can sign up for their pricey programs. But Optavia doesn't stop there, because also in November we're blessed with a newsletter. Stronger habits, even in the busiest season, can happen. November isn't just about turkey dinners and holiday prep. It's the month to anchor your health before the season takes over. What? You are already in the season. You hopefully also eat. So allow yourself to eat. This fear-mongering about health. It's like, oh God, now we had Halloween candy. Now we need to prep for a fatty turkey, not moving our butts because we gotta watch football the entire day. And then the really horrible season starts with all of the Christmas treats and the Christmas candies. And then you might also drink alcohol here or there because you have parties, you have business or Christmas parties going on. Oh, it's really such a stressful time. Hello, it's food, all right? I find it disgusting that companies target people who have issues with nutrition, who might find that actually stressful. It's mind-baffling to me. And yes, I'm on these newsletters and I receive them regularly, but to see, is there anything new? Is there anything worth talking about? And they rubbed me the wrong way. With shorter days and busy schedules, a little structure goes a long way. Stay consistent. Daily choices matter more than once-a-year meals. Support digestion. Do you mean digestion? Fiber. Yeah, I think we meant digestion. Fiber and balanced nutrition help keep you steady, keep perspective. Gratitude practices build resilience and focus, build daily habits one day at a time, one choice at a time. Prioritize sleep. Rest helps regulate appetite, energy, and mood during busy weeks. That's where Optavia comes in. We make structure so simple, you're not left figuring it out alone. No, because you get a certain amount of fuelings you take over the course of the day, and then you have one lean green meal, for example, that you prepare yourself. It is typically high in protein and low in carbs. That's the secret. And Optavia's fuelings are also low in carbs but high in protein. They pretty much add soy powder or soy protein to everything. It looks disgusting, it sounds disgusting. People who have tried it said it is disgusting, and we will take a look at an example of those fuelings later as well. One-on-one support from a coach, your personal guide through holiday chaos and beyond. A coach who doesn't know anything about nutrition, about health and wellness, and about movement. Not in a professional sense, only what they themselves taught themselves, because they don't need to be business professionals, and only the things Optavia taught their coaches as well. Nutrition backed by science, so indulgent meals don't derail your goals. Habits that stick even when the holiday treats keep calling. Also maybe allow a holiday treat to call you and grab them once in a while. That's also okay. An app that keeps you on track no matter how packed your calendar gets. With Optavia, you're not just getting through the holidays, you're setting yourself up for what comes after. Lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. And then we have another link where you can get to the website to purchase their programs and their products. The last post from their newsletter was this one. Your winter arc starts here. Start strong, and then you get, once again, forwarded to the Optavia website. Thrive through the season. The shorter days of winter don't have to hold you back. This can be your winter arc, the season where you build habits, strengthen routines, and step into the new year already moving forward. Everything you need to thrive this season. A coach who's not a professional, who's in your corner guiding you when motivation fades. Nutrition designed for real life, simple, structured, and science-backed. Daily habits that fuel focus even when the days feel long and dark. Community accountability so you're never on your own. Is that once again a threat? I always interpret that as a threat. You're never alone. There's always somebody to watch out you don't eat. things. Tools in the Optavia app to track progress and stay consistent. A plan built for seasons of change, carrying your momentum straight into the new year. Undereat now, undereat next year, got it. This winter, set the tone for the story you want to live. And then you can click on that link and you're being forwarded yet again to the Optavia website. I find those newsletters and those updates and those incentives to make people sign up with Optavia really, really gross. It is fear-mongering connected to food. I don't think that is helpful for anybody, and to buy into a really pricey system, to severely undereat, to lose weight, and to not really learn how to handle food is also not helpful in my opinion, and that's, in my opinion, what Optavia does. They offer really, really pricey programs with little in return, and that is by design. Undereat, lose weight, and then continue to eat these fuelings, because otherwise, if you stop eating them, if you go back to normal eating, because we haven't taught you anything about how to create truly healthier habits, then you need to continue to buy our stuff. Hey, and by the way, if you're short on money because you spent a lot of money on the products, on the fuelings and the programs we offer, then you could also join as a coach and teach other people what you already do. Wouldn't that be wonderful? I wanted to take a look with you at a video from an Optavia coach. This is an older video from 3 years ago, but it just shows how horrible these Optavia fuelings must be, with some fun Optavia fueling hacks. Because apparently one cannot just mix a shake with water from Optavia with a lot of soy powder and just enjoy that. Well, enjoy. There are hacks involved. So let's take a look at this video. It is older, it is from 3 years ago, but I still had a good laugh there. Let's remember that Optavia doesn't even call its own food. They're called fuelings. You're getting a certain level of calories, you're getting a certain level of protein, of fiber, of carbs, but I wouldn't describe it as food either.
Good morning. It's Monday, June 27th. My name is I'm a certified independent health coach with Optavia.
That doesn't mean anything. If somebody says that they're a certified Optavia coach, it just means they signed up to join Optavia as a salesperson. They're not certified in a professional sense. They're not medical professionals. They're not therapists. They're not psychologists. They're not workout specialists. They're not nutritional specialists. Let's remember this.
It's the beginning of my first full week of summer vacation, which is my favorite time of year. But it definitely brings some challenges, sort of switching my routine. I feel like when things are really busy in the middle of the school year, there's only certain times to get my fuelings in. And so sometimes the program is very easy to follow during the school year. Sometimes the school year gets stressful and then it doesn't feel like it's so easy. And so here on summer vacation, I sometimes have the problem of like, I just don't have a lot of structure in what's going on the day-to-day, and so getting into a good routine for my 5-in-1 is important to establish early. So I figured I'd make videos every day this week to make sure that I was kind of getting into a nice routine with at least my fuelings.
5-in-1 is one of their programs. They have the 5-in-1 program. That means that you eat 5 of the fuelings and 1 lean green meal. There are variations to that as well, because Optavia doesn't advise their participants to make sports or do heavy lifting or to do a lot of endurance sports, because you undereat so much. You have so little calorie intake each and every day. So there might be variations to that, but 5+1 is one of their programs. 5 of the fuelings, we will see if some of them here, plus 1 meal you yourself prepare. And that is supposed to be the food that keeps you over the entire day. And you will very likely eat less than 1,200, 1,300 calories per day with those programs.
Summer. So I got my iced coffee that is French vanilla flavored, and I blended that up with the mocha shake this morning. So delicious. Great way to get my coffee, get my fueling. Delicious. So that's how we're going to start the day off. Looking around, I had a lot of fun this weekend. I had some family parties, we had a baby shower, and now my house looks like a bomb went off in it. So we got some cleaning to do today. It's a rainy Monday here, so that'll be one of the big things we're working on today. Maybe we'll clean the house, as well as make these videos. So I'm going to enjoy my first fueling, and I'll see you back here in a couple hours.
That is her first fueling. You know me. If you know me, you know me. I love my iced coffees. It is afternoon in 2 hours. It's 3:30. Then I will also have an iced coffee with a splash of vanilla syrup. I'm not opposed to an iced coffee. Mix it up in a shake if you want to, but why does this have to be a fueling? Why do you have to buy into Optavia, get pricey fuelings to get an iced vanilla coffee? Just do that yourself. You can do that with higher calories, with less calories, and then that is also okay. You don't need to add a lot of syrup. I always take the one with real sugar. I don't want the stuff with sweetener. I take instant coffee. I take a little bit of brown sugar. I add my milk. I add my ice cubes, and it's yummy. I really love it. And I mean, granted, I might eat a muffin with that as well because I can't, because I want to. But if you don't add a bunch of syrup, a bunch of sprinkles, a bunch of whipped cream on top of that, you are good to go. Why do you need a powder that you mix with water to create an iced coffee with vanilla flavor? But that is the first fueling she speaks about. Could be good, it could be yummy. I love my coffee, but why buy into an Optavia fueling to create the most basic drinks yourself? You can easily do that yourself. You really can, trust me. Trust me, I know my coffee. I know my iced coffee. I know my vanilla iced coffee. You can do that yourself. You don't need a powder unique to mix with something. You can do it.
Time for fueling 2, and I thought I'd show you one of my favorite fueling hacks. So you take the decadent chocolate brownie and the peanut butter shake, and you turn it into a waffle. Now this is going to be 2 full fuelings, so you're going to eat 1/2 of the waffle now, or in 1/2 of the waffle later. So I'm just going to put these 2 in a bowl. Okay, so you just put them in the same bowl. I have the full-size waffle maker. If you've got the mini dash, this probably makes about 4 little waffles. Some people like that better because they like all the different little waffles.
Does that mean that the fuelings are so not tasteful that you need to mix them up and eat 1/2 now and the other half later, because those are already 2 fuelings? And if you have the 5-in-1 or 5+1 plan, you had a coffee, then you have those 2. Those are already 3 fuelings. You do need to do a lot of counting, right? Because you don't want to exceed the amount of fuelings you do. You mix up more powders with water to then create a waffle. That sounds like a nice snack, but that's not food. That's not a full meal. That doesn't sound too bad. I'm not a fan of peanut butter, so I wouldn't add peanut butter, but you can also create the batter for the waffles yourself. It's really not that hard, trust me. Once again, trust me, you can do it without buying into Optavia fuelings.
I'm just lazy, and I like all of it to be done at once. All right, I got my 1/4 cup measuring. I think it works better when you splurge and get the real egg beaters. I'm sure it works even better if you know how to separate an egg. But
you could also just take a regular egg.
The bowl and 1/4 water. All right, I've got my handy dandy scoopula here. This was one of the best things I bought when I started this program. The littler the spatula, the more of the fueling you get. You can scoop it all out of the bowl. So most of us are running around with little mini spatulas here. This was a good dollar store buy. Big spatula on one side, mini spatula on the other side. All right, stir this up. You got the yogurt chips in there from the brownie. You got the peanut butter flavor. All right, check my waffle maker.
You could also just whisk it.
So I'm gonna spray this. This is another key part. Don't be cheap with the spray, right? So I'm gonna spray it liberally with the PAM. Make sure the waffle maker is well sprayed down, and I'm gonna pour this yummy mixture in there. I'll let you see what it looks like in about 4 minutes. After about 4 minutes, you have this beautiful looking waffle. The hardest part is to just eat half now and save half for 2.5 hours later. I'm gonna go check my email, and I think there's a coach training coming up, so I might hop onto that, and I'll see you in a little bit for fueling 3.
This doesn't look too bad. Also, the batter didn't look too bad. I don't really need to see somebody online who mixes powders with egg white. Just take a normal egg. There's nothing wrong with a yolk. Mix it with water and create a waffle. That doesn't look horrible, right? It doesn't. It looks a bit dry maybe. Maybe you want to add something on top. Some maple syrup, some honey, some Nutella, some jam, whatever it is. But this doesn't look too horrible. Yet again, this is 2 fuelings. So she can only eat half now and the other half later, because then she already has her 3 fuelings of the day and she only has 2 more to go.
Just finished up the power hour with Dodie. Just really nice of our company to help us, have free training on how to grow our business and become better health coaches.
Yeah, that's really great. I take it back. It looks bad. This thing looks dry. Maybe because it's 2.5 hours old. I mean, I don't know about you, but if you make a waffle or if you make pancakes, Eat them warm, eat them while they're hot, that's fine. This looks like dry ass waffles. I take back what I said before. Doesn't look appetizing.
It's kind of fun too, so I enjoy it. Now it is time for the second half of my peanut butter and chip brownie. So I'm going to enjoy this on my lazy Monday here. And I'll see you a couple hours for Fueling 4. It is pouring here in Massachusetts, and it's going to rain all day, so I made myself go to the gym. I was like, oh, it's raining. I'm never going to get any steps in. And I was like, oh, yeah, right. You do have a gym membership. So now it is time for Fueling 4. I'm going to have the honey nut cranberry bar, which I just think tastes like a fancy graham cracker. So I'm going to enjoy this. I might run over to the mall and just tool around there for a little bit, and then we'll figure something out for the lean and green. Well,
So a bun. Oh my god, this is horrible. This is Starbucks though. Ugh, what is this? Okay, it's about the snack she presented before. I'm not a fan of the mixture she described. I'm very basic in my food palette, I have to say. I wouldn't want to eat anything with cranberries, but it was just a snack. Highly industrialized, pre-produced, easy to go. While you're on the go, that's what they're always pushing. It is easy, and that was her fourth fueling of the day. And now she's at Starbucks, and she has a Coke? Is that a Coke? And some... I don't know, something you would use tossing at the Olympic Games, maybe. That's it. Cheesy bear balls. I don't know what this is, but it looks bad. And now the interesting part, I guess, starts. Let's take a look what she got from Starbucks.
I came to the mall to get moisturizer and was epically failed. But I remembered I had a gift card to Starbucks, so I got these cute little egg bites and some decaf coffee, and that's a cute little snack, so I'm gonna enjoy that.
Oh my god, that sounds miserable. I never had egg bites at Starbucks. I'm really just there for the coffee and for the cinnamon rolls and for the lemon loaf and for the Marmorkuchen. Okay, I'm there for the sweets. I recognize now as I say that they have some really nice yummy cookies as well. And I'm there for the coffee. The coffee is, why does it have to be decaf? I guess that's a choice, that's fine. But those egg bites, why? They looked bad. But she needs to count her food. So the coffee apparently cannot have any calories. I don't know if it has to be caffeine free. I'm not sure on that point. Maybe that's just her beverage of choice. But those egg bites, they looked bad. And she's consumed very little food today. Very, very little. It was 4 fuelings and then those egg bites and a coffee. That is, it's not a lot.
It took 4 stores to find my moisturizer. I think it might be getting phased out of existence. Oh no. But I did finally manage to find it, and it did help my step count quite a bit. We're up at almost 9,000 steps, so that's pretty good for a rainy day. I just mixed up my lean and green, so it's just spring mix with a little bit of cherry tomatoes and a little bit less turkey breast cold cut than I normally would put, because we did find that delicious egg bite snack at Starbucks. It is so nice to know that we can find a convenient low carb snack out and about, and that was delicious. Highly recommend that. So kind of like I split my lean for today. So I got my green with a little bit less lean in it, and we'll count the eggs as the rest of today's lean. And again, if you kind of over 8,000 steps, you can throw a little extra protein in there, so I'm not overly worried about it. I'm gonna go enjoy my lean and green, and I'll see you back here for dessert.
That sounds absolutely miserable. This is just a green salad with, and it looks like a big bowl, but if you, that won't hold you over for a long time to just have a bunch of leaves, some tomatoes, something with turkey, but then she also had one of those egg bites. You need to count what you eat throughout the day so much. That really takes the fun out of food, in my opinion. This looks miserable. This is her lean green or her lean meal. That's sad.
I managed to max my step count. We had a little lull in the rain, so I just got outside and walked around the neighborhood a little bit, and then I managed to get a shower because I was feeling a little scuzzy. And now it is time for my last fueling here, and I took the pudding and I added the vanilla decaf coffee and a little sprinkle of cinnamon to sort of switch it up a little bit, and let's see how that is. The cinnamon is really faint, but I like it. It kind of switches up the profile for me a little bit. So I'm going to go enjoy my dessert. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, drop some comments down below, and I'll see you tomorrow.
To be honest with you, that sounded absolutely miserable. We had a coffee shake in the morning with vanilla flavor, but it had to be a fueling because it has to be high in protein. Then she had a waffle that was out of 2 Fuelings mixed together, and she had to split that up into half. Then she was at the gym and she had another snack, something with honey, nuts, and cranberries. And then at night she had a pudding where she also added some coffee, vanilla, and cinnamon flavor to mix it up. Those were her 5 Fuelings. Most of them looked dry. They didn't look great. I didn't see the snack that she had in the car, for example. The last thing was a pudding. Apparently it didn't taste that well. And then when you treat yourself, because you're at the mall, you get a decaf black iced coffee and 2 egg bites. They looked really bad. That was really horrible. Starbucks, what are you doing? Come on, do better. Then in that case, she had her protein in, and then she just had a bunch of greens in the evening. Don't tell me that that is sufficient for a grown human being who also works out and who apparently also watches out to get in a good amount of steps, 10,000 over the course of the day, to the degree that she had to be out and walk in her neighborhood to get over the 10,000 step count in the rain. That is miserable. And that is what Optavia advertises in their newsletter. That is absolutely disgusting and absolutely gross, and this is pricey. All of this is pre-packaged stuff that I would say you can get on the market or you can create yourself. Most of the things are things you can recreate yourself. Also, with low calories. It is not hard to make an iced coffee. You can make a lower calorie, higher in protein waffle or protein pancakes super easily. And in the end, it was a pudding. Just get a pudding. Nothing wrong with that. I find that really sad, especially during the season when you are also supposed to enjoy the food that comes with the season. That's part of the fun. Come on. This was Anti-MLM Vlogmas Day 19, the Optavia check-in version. Absolutely abysmal. Let me know your thoughts. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. That way you will not miss out on further uploads. And if you liked this video, then hopefully I will see you tomorrow, Vlogmas Day 20. Until then, tschüss!